So as many of you know, I'm Rob Hales. I work with New Motion. We're a complex wheelchair rehab supplier here in St. Louis. What I wanted to bring and show you today is some specialty controls. It's eye gaze, being able to drive a wheelchair just using your eyes. Quick story, 2 years ago this month, we were at our National Leadership Conference, and Steve Gleason, many of you have known and heard about and know the project that he's involved with, drove up on stage. He was our keynote speaker, didn't move a muscle, drove up on stage using his eyes, gave a 45-minute presentation through his communication device, and it was really overwhelming just what he was able to do. My passion in the 25 years that I've been doing this is really trying to keep people mobile, independently mobile. And there's been so many diagnoses that I've worked with over the years that people lose that ability to do so. Okay, whether it's ALS, you have some quadriplegics that don't have the ability to move muscles. You've got locked-in syndrome, you've got muscular dystrophy, all of which some are getting weaker over time. Others have just got that instant weakness and become dependent upon somebody else. When he gave his speech, he basically told us in a year, we want to have this out to the public and affordable to where anybody can get it. It took him just a little over a year. We saw a year later at the conference, the Independence Drive people were there, and they said, hey, we got 100 of these units that the Steve Gleason Project's put together. We need to get people out and start evaluating. In St. Louis right now, we've got 3 out underneath individuals that I know about. Okay, so it's been quite liberating, really, for those that have had it. One of the guys, ALS patient, hasn't been able to move himself in 2 years. So for him to be able to get in, and within minutes, we had him set up and he's able to drive. I hope to put each one of you in it later, and within minutes get you calibrated to where you can drive through the room using nothing but your eyes. So pretty cool stuff. Now, the limitations. It does have limitations. As you know, when you're outside on your phone and you try to read your phone, you can't see it because of the glare. This has the same problem, right? It's not an outdoor driver at this point. Haven't quite figured out the old-time camera hood thing to go over, and so it sees you. One person mentioned, perhaps it has something to do with, you go out in the daylight and your pupils shrink, so it's not being able to pick that up as well. Excuse me? I just haven't had access to really try it on those points, and I haven't heard back from the people that have them saying whether or not they have or haven't. We were at Paraquad, did an evaluation over there. I look at Melissa because she came from Paraquad. We were driving up the ramp, and as we went by the windows, he lost the ability to drive. So it's kind of, that's a bad part about it, okay? The other part about it is they do not recommend that you use your power seat functions with it, okay? The main reason is you'll see when we do this, it shows up on a screen. The directional keys are on the screen. They're looking for your eyes, right? And we can't at this point, or they can't put the power seat functions on that same screen. So now you got to look off of the screen to see what power seat function you're on. Can it work? Yes, it can. I've set it up with a mode switch. So somebody hits a mode switch, it changes their drive mechanism to their seat functions. You can scroll left or right to get to different seat functions. Up, down, operates it just like you would drive your chair. So can it be done? Yes. The company is not quite on board with it, but we can kind of circumvent it. Okay. The woman that I recently set it up with, it's a Christmas present from her husband. She has been through everything. She came out of Craig Hospital. She's been through a chin boom. She's been through a head array. She's been through single switch scanning, and she's not consistent with any of it. And so she basically couldn't drive. I said, how does she change her body position? Husband raised his hands. did she get from point A to point B? Husband raised her hand in his hands. Okay, and we actually set her up on this, and she drove into her bathroom, turned around, drove back out, down her hallway, into the kitchen. You know, it's pretty cool, pretty phenomenal. Okay, so what does it take? Group 3 power wheelchair, and then it would take the specialty control options for that as well. Okay, on a Permobil, it's the Omni Control. Okay, it has to have the Omni Control Quantum. You can use a skim module, or you can use their display module. Invacare, I think it takes a SIP and Puff digital interface box, that sort of thing. Right now, they are working with Tobii specifically. Okay, they do have other companies that they are working with right now, but when I asked the question, can you use other communication devices, it all links back to Tobii, okay, as of right now. This is a Surface Pro setup with just the Tobii eye modulator box. I'm sorry for my terminology there. But they do have a little unit, a strip that you can plug in. It has a USB port. You could operate it on a computer at home if you wanted to click in eye gaze fairly inexpensively. The woman that I just spoke of, her husband just went out and bought her the brand new Tobii Dynabox system, and it's worked right on that with no problems. Okay. So as far as the manufacturer, the Independence Drive people, it's the program that goes on the Surface Pro. It's this box here and the interface cables, and then you can actually download the program that goes on any Tobii device off the internet. Okay, so really pretty easy.
What's the official name of the program again?
Independence Drive.
Independent Drives. Because when I Google eye gaze drive, there's different things that come up, and so I'm trying to figure out which one am I.
So going back in my story just a little bit, when I first talked about eye gaze with folks, they were telling me it's a $25,000 deal. Okay, by the time you buy the computer, the software, the linkage to get it to the computer, it was going to be $25,000. As of right now, if you already have a communication device, it's $5,000 to get the accessories to get it to drive. That's
big difference.
That's already having the interface hardware for the wheelchair. Okay, if you need the wheelchair components, that's something else. As far as who's paying for it, right now, we're working with billing it under a miscellaneous code. Had some success, so whether or not Medicare is going to allow that and all that, that's something that we're still fighting with. Okay, it's not specifically coded for payment at this time, so we're going under miscellaneous codes. If you guys know anything about billing insurance, they don't like to pay for miscellaneous codes. So what it's going to take to get one of you in here is we'll set you in here. We're going to do a quick calibration. What the computer shows you when I turn this on or open up the program. You have a series of imposed directional arrows on the screen. And then it uses the camera of the device itself. So you're actually seeing out past the wheelchair. So you're driving, looking at your environment through the computer. Okay, so that's how you know where you're going. So sometimes key setups would be good because they say they want the computer 18 to 24 inches in front of your face. It seems odd to put something in front of your face when you're going to drive somewhere because you got to be able to see.
But you're seeing through it.
To stop, there's a little square here. You got to concentrate on looking at the stop, or you just look away from the screen. Okay. There's also a little settings wheel down in the bottom right corner. You can go to settings and kind of turn off the drive mechanism until you're ready to go again, and then you can re-enter it. Okay. So the ways to kind of stop, pause, communicate with somebody, whatever you need to do. Okay. Somebody said something about a backup camera once.
Yes.
And,
I know people that have them.
It's a backup camera, but
They
it
have
has a
one,
different view.
It's got the GoPro.
You can click on the different view. You can go back to. Sorry, can't read anything in front of my face anymore. And then you can kind of see the opposite direction. Right?
Okay.
So you'd actually be able to see behind you to kind of do that. I don't know if it's really a backup camera, but it can be
It
done.
reverses, yeah.
So, like I said, daylight's a problem, or out in the daylight is a problem. Being able to work your seat functions is not something that's really supported by the company at this point. In order to do these, we have to have a therapy evaluation, okay? And we want it done with a therapist in a therapy type setting. We don't necessarily want it at the house therapist. They would strongly recommend having some sort of a stop switch programmed in. Usually I've got this thing set so slow that I can run in front of it, lay down, get up, and still get out of the way of somebody if I needed to. All right, anybody have any questions?
You said chair interface stuff do you have to have that in order to be able to use the software? That's gonna run you $5,000. Was that the box that you held up earlier?
The software runs you $5,000.
Okay, and then the chair
Okay.
interface stuff, that's what allows the chair to connect with the
So
software,
the
right?
stuff that, so this box here, the display, the Omni display, that is something that comes from the manufacturer, so that we can interface any type of specialty controls.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
whether it's a head array, sip and puff, chin control, whatever, would all go through that type of box.
Okay.
So it is somewhat likely that somebody's already had that,
Mhm.
because we've tried things and they've lost that ability, that we go, and just plug it in.
That's kinda what I was wondering, if it's common for them to already have that before they would get to this step. It seems like it would be.
It can be, but then again, with ALS, it's sometimes so rapidly moving that by the time,
Yeah.
people don't like to change. They're gonna drive their joystick with their knee in their hand.
I mean, I could see a lot
use that
of-
as an example because I just saw the gentleman the other day. That they're gonna try whatever they can to keep driving with their hand because it's the easiest way to drive a power wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah, I can
Sarah
see it.
Jacoby, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Had to get your
Good to meet you.
cookies. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, thank you. That's very
She
kind of
brought
you.
us some cookies.
I did.
Sarah's actually also our regional vice president of New Motion, so she is in charge of Utah, everywhere you're in charge of.
Yeah.
Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Southern.
Missouri. So I'm regional vice president. I've been with New Motion for about 17 years. So most recently, I was the executive director over all funding, documentation, all the coding and pricing and all that fun stuff. And so moved over to regional vice president again for Missouri and Iowa, and just really excited to kind of be on this side, and helping, understanding the process, what it takes to kind of from a documentation standpoint, but just supporting our team and growing. We have a lot of team members, ATPs, support teams that we're adding in St. Louis and in Missouri and the rest of Iowa. So just really excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, and we're going to get a small video going so we can distribute this great
Awesome.
knowledge to others with your permission, of course. So, if I may, I do see many people going from joystick potentially directly to this, knowing that that's where you're going to be long term. Why do all these intermediate steps? So, from a billing perspective, the interface, though, is a billable item that we readily get covered, right?
Yes.
So, that would hopefully go through the normal channels, Medicare or not. It's just going to be
Correct.
the billing. And knowing that we're going to have other options needed, maybe for the outdie to compensate.
Right. So
That's
if you look
appropriate.
at, say, what I have set up on this, there's usually some sort of amount for this, right? And what I would prefer to do is to have some sort of amount near the eye gaze system, because if I was to hit the mode switch, and of course I got it set up on the joystick control. So if I hit the mode switch, I can then change it to my seat functions, right? And then, so if I was to be able to kind of work my eye gaze and stuff, I'd be able to kind of scroll left or right, change my seat functions, right? And then be able to operate that seat function by looking backwards or forwards. Couple of things that concern us a little bit, right, is recline is the one thing, right? So when you recline, your back goes back. The eye gaze system's gonna stay in one spot, right? So what's gonna happen is you're gonna lose your calibration. So then you could recline back and then kind of be lost and not be able to get back out of that independently. Tilt, the one thing that worries me is you basically can tilt back 45, 55 degrees, so now you got this heavy computer sitting over your face. Whether or not
Right.
you're gonna trust that to stay there, you know, I don't know. But, I've found that you can do maybe 15 to 20 degrees of recline without actually losing calibration. So you could maybe do a pressure shift or something to help with that. All right, so who is going to be our first video volunteer? Maybe crash into something. Just kidding. I'll make sure you don't crash.
I'll try it.
Come on.
Awesome. Thanks, Cindy.
We'll start with, I guess, calibration here.